Hey everyone, this is Ovendonkey, and I have no doubt that by now you all have seen the Mirror's Edge 2 trailer that was shown at E3 2013, which for me was yesterday. Hopefully it will still have been yesterday when this video goes up. And a lot of you have asked me what my thoughts are about the trailer, and since most, if not all of you, are here for Mirror's Edge in the first place, I think it's only right that I make a video saying what my thoughts are, and that's what this is. Now the first thing I want to say about it is my favorite part of the entire trailer is the very end when it says that the game is coming when it's ready. And that right there says a lot of good things about how this game will be. Because if you know about Mirror's Edge 1, EA put DICE on some terrible deadlines and the game was severely rushed, and DICE didn't get to put in a lot of what they wanted to put into the game, which really only hurt them when the game came out. But for this game, they don't have any release date set at all. They just said when the game is ready to come out, it'll come out. And it is EA, and they're not giving DICE any deadlines, it seems. They're just letting DICE develop the game as it should be developed, and when it's ready, it's ready. And I think just that says that this is probably going to be a really good game, and it's going to be the Mirror's Edge that they wanted to bring out in the first place, probably. And that's very exciting. I can't wait to see more of it in the future. The second thing is I definitely wonder what the final title's going to be, because right now they're just calling it Mirror's Edge, and it's probably not going to be just called Mirror's Edge because that's what the first game was called, and that would be a little bit confusing, I think. It also probably won't be called Mirror's Edge 2 because it is a prequel. They could call it Mirror's Edge 2, but I don't think they will. I think if they were going to, they would have just called it that in the trailer. And if you didn't notice in the video, or if you didn't read the description, it is a prequel to the first game. It's Faith's origin story. It also says, by the way, that it will be out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. If you were worried, the Xbox One rumors are not true, which I'm very happy about. So, just if you didn't know that, it's going to be out on everything, which is cool. But I'm fine with the game being a prequel. Honestly, I'd be the same if it was a prequel or a sequel. It doesn't matter to me as long as we get another Mirror's Edge game. So, but this is Faith's origin story, and because it is a prequel, we can kind of guess a lot of what the game's story is going to be like, and we probably won't be too wrong. Especially because there was a short comic series released about Mirror's Edge after the game that is about how Faith became a runner, or her like earlier running days and stuff, which it's very possible that the new Mirror's Edge, its story will coincide with the comic story a lot or a little, and probably at least some, because if you look closely in the new trailer, the building Faith is running through fighting people is, you can see the Sylvine logo around the place a couple times. And in the comic books, or the comics, Faith goes to a place called Sylvine Security Systems because her mom, Erica Connors, actually did some kind of secretive work for them. And Sylvine Security Systems was a company that provided a lot of the surveillance in the city, which is kind of bad because Faith's dad was like a huge activist against the government, and her mom was doing some secret work for a surveillance company. So, you know, that's something. But in the trailer, it doesn't say Sylvine Security Systems. It just says Sylvine, and there is a word underneath that I couldn't make out completely. Maybe someone else can. That'd be cool. But it's still Sylvine, which means that the game story could coincide with the comic story a bit, which is pretty cool. Also around the place, you see the sentence "at the edge of innovation" a couple times. It's a little harder to make out, but that's probably just like the catchphrase for the Sylvine company. But it has the word edge in it, which is cool. If you look closely, you might see "at the edge of innovation" kind of around a couple times. Now, a couple people were concerned that in the trailer, when Faith isn't getting her tattoo, she is fighting people. And they think that that might suggest that the game will have a lot more combat in it. which, I mean, it could, but it's just a teaser trailer, and they want it to be shiny and exciting to look at, and it is. So I don't think that really says anything about the game yet. Even if there is a lot more combat in the game, it really doesn't matter as long as there are more ways to avoid combat in the game, which I think there will be. That was a big focus of the first game, and it will definitely be a big focus of the second game, so I don't think we really have to worry about that, especially since we don't even see her use a gun in the trailer, which is also a really nice thing. There are a couple small, other small things you can notice about the trailer, like Faith's glove and her shoes are different, which is cool. I really like the new Faith design. It is supposed to be a younger Faith, and she looks quite attractive for a video game character, if that's not too creepy to say. But she looks pretty cool. She looks more like a real person to me also, I think, which is important, especially for next generation games. Also, on the shoulders of the people that she's fighting in the Sylvian building, you can see the word KrugerSec on them, along with some kind of identification number or something, which I think is interesting personally, because as we know in the first game, there's a company called Pirandello Kruger, which was like a private security company. But in this game, we see just Kruger, and it's KrugerSec, which means Kruger Security, I have no doubt. But it's not Pirandello Kruger at this point. So like whatever two security companies might have merged to make Pirandello Kruger, it's just Kruger at this point, which is kind of cool, I think. Also, there's a couple like questions I'm excited to see the answer to when we see more of the game or when the game comes out. Such as, who do you think is giving Faith her tattoos? We see his face for a little bit. It's kind of blurry because of the focus, but we do see his face. And in the comics, she gets her tattoos just from a normal tattoo place, and it's probably no one special giving her the tattoos. But I thought it'd be interesting if maybe the guy in the trailer giving it to her is like Jackknife or something, like a younger Jackknife. His hair and stuff is different, but maybe that's young Jackknife. Who knows?Maybe that's how they meet. Which is just a possibility. It could just be some normal guy who gives people tattoos. And so I don't know, maybe that's a possibility that could be interesting, I think. Another thing I didn't notice really is that at the end when Faith is looking out onto the city from the side of a building, you can't see the shard anywhere as far as I know. There are a lot of tall buildings, but I don't think any of them are the shard, which it's possible she's just not facing the shard, of course, but I was thinking maybe if the shard hasn't been built yet in this game, or if it is being built, that would give us a date for the two Mirror's Edge games. Because in the first game, it says the shard is built in 2012. So if the shard is being built in the new Mirror's Edge, then it takes place in 2012. And Mirror's Edge 1 is a few years after that or something. So maybe it's not as far in the future as it seems, but that's something we'll find out later, I'm sure. So that's pretty much everything about the trailer that I remember to say. I don't think there's anything else I noticed really. So a lot of you have asked me if I'm going to speedrun the new Mirror's Edge, and I'll tell you now that I will speedrun the new Mirror's Edge, no matter what it's like. I definitely will. After I, know the game. I will definitely stream my first playthrough of the game whenever it does come out. Warning you way in advance, it will be a slow playthrough. I'm not going to rush through my first time. I definitely want to take my time with the game. But then, once I know the game, I will speedrun it for all of you lovely people. So I think that's pretty much all of that. Let me know what your thoughts are about the game, and if you're as excited as I am for it. Because I'm very excited for it. And I can't wait until we see more of the game, and whenever we get a release date. I can't wait. I'm so happy they finally announced it after all this time. And exciting times, for sure. And I'll see all of you later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.